TWM podcast.
A go-home Raw that minimal deserves about the same amount of preparation. So my name is Joseph Kingsley-Nyinah and I'm doing this podcast off the dome. This is Raw Talk, where we talk about Raw. Might shock you, but there it is. We are part of the TWM network of stuff and things. Stuff being audio, things being the written word and articles and news reviews and all of that good stuff. We got articles that go out every day, more or less, at this point. And we have podcasts that go out 6 out of 7 days of the week. So we have you covered for everything that you could possibly think of. We're brought to you by a couple of people. We've got a couple of sponsors. Someone that's lurking in the wings might want to take over one of those sponsors, but I'm going to do the first one. We're brought to you by We Love Sport. It's an app that finds you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views and other sporting events. But in all seriousness, I hear that they're, trying to make the best out of a bad situation, like the rest of us at the moment. So please check them out at welovesport.co and at welovesport on all social media platforms. Also, there's another sponsor, but I don't know if the person is going to jump in like the Kool-Aid guy or not.
Oh, yeah!
Oh.
This podcast is also sponsored by WrestleCrate.co.uk. Sign up with the code TWMWrestle today and you will not get one free item for 1 month. Not 2 free items for 1 month, but 3 free items for 3 months. That's 1 free item each month. That is easy as 1, 2, 3. Get all your favorite companies from WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor. I don't know. There's so many companies at the moment. I've lost track of how many there are. Just use the code TWMWrestle on sign up. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk.
Thank you, strange macho man Randy Savage / Kool-Aid man hybrid. That's not something I want to see. Anyway, I am as you can hear from the laughter, I'm joined by a couple of people. As you've already heard, Tom is here. Hi, Tom.
Alright. How's everyone doing out there in the Spotify, iTunes, cloud kind of thing? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I forgot to say all the places where you can find our podcasts. YouTube and Spotify.
I didn't even think of that, but here we go.
YouTube and Spotify are 2 of them. And unfortunately, our regular contributor, the wonderful Victoria, isn't able to join us. She's on assignment this week, but it is Mania Week. And so, on Mania Week, you need part-timers. So, may I introduce... the spirit in your mixer, your favourite stand's favourite stand, the reason why we have a Lawson cam, the hot mess, the physical embodiment of hungover, the king of Jaeger, the dyspraxic dynamo. He's really good at dabbing. He is the Bandido Standido, Christopher Lawson.
What up? Love that intro. I want that daily. That needs to be my ringtone, man.
That was so funny. I'm sweating.
How are you, Lawson?
I'm back.
He's back.
I'm alright.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. And how are you doing, Tom?
I'm better than ever.
Oh, yes, he is. AC/DC rip-off aside, let's get into this really, really minimal Raw. This was the go-home Raw to WrestleMania. If you can even call it a WrestleMania this year. Because, they can spread it over 2 days if they want and fill it with filler matches like their New Japan, but it's WrestleMania. Nah, I'm sorry, but Wrestle Kingdom could have been one night. They just had a bunch of filler.
Well, yeah, I can see where you're coming from.
The shade is out.
Who needs to see Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. tag with the lead with whoever else is left in their faction who doesn't have a match? On the flip side of that, who needs on the flip side of that, who needs to see Aleister Black fight Bobby Lashley?
I do.
With no build.
It's going to be a squash. That's what's going to happen. Let's talk about this when we get to it.
All right, cool. Anyway, we started off Raw with the video package about AJ Styles basically ethering Undertaker's entire career. And, out comes Phil Mitchell. Tom.
Oh, Phil Mitchell. I mean, to be fair, it's really annoying that Grant isn't there to calm him down. Lawson, you will not know about this. We've named The Undertaker the Phil Mitchell of WWE. Kane is...
Oh, no. I didn't know about that.
No, Kane is Grant.
Obviously.
Right.
Yes. Literally, if anyone is wondering where this came from, go back to Raw Talk about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we go on about this for about 5 minutes.
It's true. Everyone on Albert Square is accounted for in the wrestling sense. But after AJ Styles basically shooting, Taker refers to from the hip, no less. Taker refers to AJ as Alan Jones and stuff.
When he said, I really thought he said Alid Jones, and I was like, wait a minute, where the bloody hell's the snowman? What's going on?
I'm walking in the air. This, you know how JR says this ain't ballet? Well, this isn't songs of praise. Now let's get the fuck on with it. Right, so I'm just going to ask questions. Lawson, what did you think of this promo?
It's definitely it's got direction. I don't know if it's good or not, but the storyline is definitely it's. I haven't watched a full Raw in quite 2 years. But
wow,
I've seen it now. Well, yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think the direction they're going in, I wouldn't have personally gone on it myself, but it's certainly unique. I'm trying to put a positive spin on it, and I'm just happy, I guess, that this match I never would have imagined when I was 5 or 10 or whatever is actually happening, which is quite surreal when you think of it.
Yeah, and Tom, what do you make of the big fish in a little pond comment?
Oh, mate, I loved it. You know me, right? I love when companies make sure they reference each other, because it's bringing in some continuity. Continuity. I can speak. I've only had a tiny bit of wine. Continuity to the wrestling universe, and it makes sense to. Obviously, everyone knows what a big deal is AJA. Wow. Okay.
Oh, I was talking about wine, dude.
Just to note, it is a little later that where Tom is, so it's an acceptable time to be drinking.
Thank you.
Would have been
but no, yeah. So for continuity purposes, everyone knows what a big deal is AJ Styles is outside of WWE for the 15-20 years before he joined. Okay, and it makes sense to reference this. It makes sense to reference that, you know what, he was the spearhead of a company for a good 10 years.
2 companies.
And, 10 years at TNA, and then 5 odd years or whatever at New Japan, and it makes sense to reference this. So I'm happy, and I love the fact that, for one, AJ Styles has now completely gone full circle, and he is hounding someone else's wife. Hey, McCall. But it's nice that the Taker promo, in essence, he is still the Undertaker, but there was a much more human side to it, and it brought
You've done it now.
promo that we haven't. Yeah, we've done it now. You don't want me to be in mistake. But it brought out. It was something different from Taker that we haven't seen in God knows how many years. 15 years, and it was his. And it was his best promo in. For me, it was his best promo since his silent promo against Triple H.
Like, my silent promo. My thing is, he said it's just business, which is so Phil Mitchell. That gratified me. And how long have I been joking that? How long have I been joking that AJ Styles is just mad at Michelle McCall for stealing his finish? And what did he bring up at the end of the promo? You love to see it. You love to see it. You love to see it.
That's some good shit.
Yes. Yep. There is one problem that I have though. You need to stick or you need to twist. You need to stick or you need to twist. Taker, are you gonna make AJ famous or is he gonna rest in peace? Stick or twist?
You know what? I love the use of that. I love how he brought that line back, and it was just like, oh.
Yeah, but like I say, stick or twist. Right.
Good old hybrid Taker right now, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like a hybrid dolphin.
Hybrid dolphin. Or
That's South Park in my head.
Oh, there's something.
That's a reference.
There's something else that I need to bring up. Did you guys realize that Tiger, that entire thing?
Don't tell me.
Yes. I've not even seen the documentary, but yes,
it was filmed at Joe Exotic's thing.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, layers. It's an onion.
Yes. Anyway, so let's move on from this before we go into
before someone feeds me to a tiger.
Yeah, exactly. Before someone loses a limb. Right, so...
I just say, it's a little thing, but how sweet the WrestleMania graphics are this year. It's going back to how good they were a few years ago. It's just such a little thing with me, but I love match graphics.
It's just,
if they're good.
But it feels empty because they're not in the Pirate Ship Stadium anymore.
Well, that's because it's going to be empty.
Also, they should subtitle this WrestleMania not too big for one night, but in your house.
Yes.
WrestleMania in your house.
Right. My favorite thing in life is, it's just one of the tropes that WWE have, which are just so unique to them. Somebody will start a promo and then pause, and then there will be a video package in the middle, and they'll cut back to them. But my favorite thing is, due to necessity, for some reasons wrestlers are doing it and then they're cutting back. It's like a flashback to an entire match. Which is
I honestly, I was like, wait, what happened on this show? Yeah. Flashback. What were they? Oh,
yeah. It's just hey, who remembers that WrestleMania will have B2 champions at once? I remember it like it was yesterday. Broom, broom, broom. Cut to Joe Jet.
Honestly, at that point, it's like, who remembers? Pepperidge Farm.
Just cut to Joe Jet, and then it cuts back to Becky, and she's like, "That's the first time I watched that back." Now it's so clearly pre-recorded that I really, really they are presenting it like it's live. I'm really, really enjoying the idea that in the middle of that promo, Becky just turned to the screen, and then the Titantron just watching it like wrestlers do, not with their full body turned towards her, just watching this from.
Yeah, to the side.
Becky, you've got your back to it. Damn it.
Anyway, yeah, so Becky Lynch cuts a promo about basically saying that there's been a price on her head since that Mania. Lots of people have tried to make a name of her. Shayna Baszler thinks that she's different. But in reality, Shayna Baszler is just trying to step out of Ronda Rousey's shadow. Lawson.
I do like that as well.
Yeah, Lawson.
Yeah.
I know you haven't really been watching Raw that much, but one thing that I'll tell you is that they have mentioned Ronda Rousey a lot in this feud. Do you think that's leading to a return?
It could be a red herring. I'm not entirely sure where they're going with this. It's I just like the fact that she's been brought up as a comparison, to be honest. It's I think it's a clever move on their part, but if she does end up returning, it'll be even more interesting with the three of them on it. I think it doesn't need it, but if she does end up returning, it'll be alright, I guess. Like I say, it's difficult to get fully back invested in the storylines when you only see GIFs on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, and after the beatdown, Tom, what did he make of what happened straight after the promo? Not after the beatdown, after the promo.
After the promo, it was basically an eye for an eye kind of thing. Her promo, attack from behind, done. And it was that, for me, the thing that made it was that look from Becky at the end. It was like,
Oh, the blue steel.
And? Yeah, it was like, alright, man. Alright, I'll see what you do. I'll see what you do. I'll see you on Saturday. Maybe Sunday. We don't know yet.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, if you will. Yeah, I'm sad Victoria isn't here because I can make fun of how much she fancies Shayna Baszler. But let's move on.
So you can make fun of me, so you know.
Yeah, well.
Oh, don't worry.
We'll get to that, Lawson. Don't you worry about that, Lawson. We'll get to you. We get the first match of the evening. The first live match of the evening. First match in the Performance Center of the evening, where Aleister Black beats another black person. I'll make that 4 in a row. Like, honestly, I thought they were going for. Will he get Connect 5 on Saturday and or Sunday?
Who was it? It was Cade, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Cade he was wrestling.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. Did you see what he put out on Twitter? Did you see what he put out on Twitter afterwards? Guys, I'm no longer undefeated on Raw.
Fair enough. Cannot be argued with. There's a nice little recap after this. That's like, you know, it's an Aleister Black squash. Like, Black Mass is still amazing, but like, we've seen a lot of Aleister Black squashes, right, Tom?
Yeah. Oh, squash after squash after squash.
It's better than him being in the basement for a year, anyway, isn't it?
I don't know. I can get more comic leverage out of that for a podcast, mate.
I think everyone.
Right. There's a recap of Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. We were there. We've literally, if you want to hear us talk about the feud, we've literally been reviewing every Raw ever on Tuesday around this time for like the last year. Go back, listen, please. TWM.news. And we find out that Andrade has unfortunately injured his ribs.
You know what? I have a theory about this.
Tom, if it's better than that pun, go ahead.
Okay, never mind.
No, seriously, tell us what your theory is.
No, I just wanted to get the pun in. No, to be honest, it's probably rib injury. We all know that. Fortunately, it's going to be what we all suspect it to be. So, does this mean... I don't think... Did they announce that Andrade would not actually be at Mania?
Yes, they did.
Okay, so there we go then.
Yep.
Like, we know either he's put himself in self-isolation, or he's been told to be under quarantine. It's one of the two, unfortunately. It does.
That said,
take away Andrade.
Well, that said, do you remember that match that they had last week? That was a madness. Like, I feel like it's 50-50 either way here. Anyway.
Yes, and somehow in the next match they ended up going, okay, that was a bump. No, this is a bump.
You call that a bump? Right, but yeah, we get a 6-man tag player combined of 2 of the matches that we are getting on the Mania doubleheader. We basically have the Street Profits and Kevin Owens beating Angel Garza, Austin Theory, Andrade's replacement, and Seth Rollins. Lawson.
That was a good use of NXT though.
Yeah, Lawson.
Yeah, definitely. And it was a good match. They played up the hot tag a lot, and I thought with Kevin Owens, it's always great with the hot tag at the finish. The only thing I will say was the catch from the tope. Or let's just say.
What do you mean? I was going to say, what do you mean a catch?
Yeah, it wasn't even that, was it? It was. Oh, jeez. And the sound it made as well, I'm surprised it even go up afterwards, to be honest. That was quite a bump.
Well, Montez Ford used to be a Marine. That's light work.
Yeah.
Take that as
Nah, like, in all seriousness, that was terrible, and Austin Theory should feel terrible. I wasn't a fan of him, to be honest, to start with, and I'm definitely not a fan of him now. But anyway, Owens stuns Angel Garza for the win. Rollins curb stomps him straight away. We cut to break, and when we come back from break, Kevin Owens is still recovering. He says that no one liked Rollins when they were training at FCW. So the fact that he built the Performance Center is laughable, and, you know, a bunch of stuff basically rebutting Rollins' promo from last week, which was, and both promos were stellar, weren't they, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, this feud it is reaching its peak exactly when it should have, which is brilliant.
In the making on it, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they've paced it out so well as well. Because, well, let's think. He started the whole Messiah thing at Survivor Series. Okay. And his heel turn came a couple of weeks afterwards, and then the hatred between him and Owens has grown and grown and grown and grown. And it's at that boiling point where it's like, yes, a one-on-one match now, and now we're getting it. It's perfect timing, and it's really unfortunate that it's not going to be in front of that 90, 100,000 crowd, because this is a match that potentially could steal the night, probably will steal the night.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
And I reckon the pop that Owens would get if he won, or if Rollins, the heat that Rollins would get if he won. This is the match on the weekend I cannot call.
TWM podcasts are brought to you by We Love Sport, the fantastic app finding you your nearest sports bar showing the latest WWE pay-per-views. We Love Sport has over 400 of the best sports bars and pubs in the UK at your fingertips and allows you to book front row seats, giving you the best views of the action. You can also check out what sports are being shown over the next 7 days, making sure you don't miss a second of the action. Download the We Love Sport app on the App Store or Google Play Store. Follow We Love Sport on all social media platforms at We Love Sport UK, and check out welovesport.co.
TWM Podcasts have joined forces with WrestleCrate, the original and best monthly theme, monthly wrestling subscription service to bring you a fantastic deal. If you use the code TWM Wrestling when you sign up to a monthly subscription at WrestleCrate.co.uk, you will receive a free item in your first month's box. Then, if you stay for another month, you'll get a second free item. And then, if you stay for a third month, you guessed it, we'll give you a third free item. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. WrestleCrate brings you the best swag from the biggest companies and names in the wrestling world. We're talking t-shirts, photos, pins, DVDs, vinyl figures, and loads more from WWE, Progress, Shakara, NXT, Fight Club Pro, and loads more. That's WrestleCrate.co.uk and use the code TWM Wrestling for up to free items, all thanks to WrestleCrate and TWM.
It's a hard story to see which one goes over at the end of it. It's a hard one to predict with it being, is it Owens getting another, like, is he getting his WrestleMania moment finally, or is Seth putting it out again? It's a very hard story to predict.
I think it depends on who. This is one of those really weird matches, because when a WWE card gets too big,
A WWE card too big? What are you talking about, sir?
There's usually two matches where, if one happens one way, you can predict what happens another. And I believe that the result of this match will telegraph the result of another match. So it's very, very interesting. Anyway,
so basically, I think I know what you're saying.
What was that, Lawson?
So basically, I go on, Lawson.
It'll be nice with it being over 2 nights, that some of those big upper mid card matches normally get lost in Mania as well, if they get time cut.
Yeah.
If over 2 nights now it gets the actual substantial time it needs, because you've had various like upper mid card matches over Mania be cut short because of other matches. So I think it'll be good if they can actually get the time on. I think Owens said it was Saturday.
Yeah.
So it'll be good to them actually get the time for it, and that promo as well. Shooting from the hip again, but God, it worked. I think everyone knows that Rollins called up WWE for a job, so he knew he wanted to go there. He knew he was the man.
Yeah.
And it's all speaking the truth. And I think Owens very much. He's always been a great promo guy. We all know it. And they've got chemistry. We know that from ROH as well. So I'm very, very excited for this match. Can't wait for it.
Yeah. And yeah, not really much to say. Like, basically, this match may forge Raw going forward. Like, after all of this is over, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've been given a brief not to talk about it. Right, so.
From what, Vince?
Our equivalent of Vince and yeah. Anyway, we come. Anyway, next up is Edge, and how much have you missed him, Lawson?
oh God, yes, I missed that chiseled jawline, speaking in his Canadian accent, and yeah, I'm very much a fan of Edge. I'm a fan of Christian, but him being back is great, absolutely great. Phenomenal shape as well.
Oh yeah, best shape of his life at 46 years old. Is it? Is that the line?
Yeah, that's the line.
That's the line.
It looks like he did in SmackDown vs. Raw 2007, where I was playing that back. It's like, Jesus, come on, man.
You can really tell that Edge. You know, he took some classes before he joined Vikings. You can tell that, can't you?
Yeah, he was going to spin once a week.
His vitamins and saying his prayers he's been doing. That's what he's been doing for the last 10 years.
I was talking about acting school, actually.
Oh yeah. Another stellar promo, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, if you're gonna make my dream Raw and fill it with promos, may as well be good ones.
This is something we've talked about for the last 3 weeks now, is the fact that this whole scale back Raw in front of no audience has allowed these type of promos, and it has allowed the acting side of these guys to come out and not be hindered by a crowd reaction. Because let's be honest, a crowd reaction sometimes dictates even a great promo, a great face promo. If that is against an audience who think you're an absolute idiot, then it really doesn't come off.
I know.
And you think, oh, it's a bad promo. You have to listen to these audience, and they're getting across all these characters absolutely amazingly because there's no crowd reaction. I honestly think if they did these promos with a crowd there, some of them would be enhanced no end, but some of them, especially some of the heel promos, the crowd would absolutely eat it up and start cheering, and it would ruin the whole impact.
Exactly. I mean, sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes crowds enhance a promo. For example, This Is My Yard now, after Mania 33, would it be?
Yeah, it's when he beat Trick?
No.
When he beat Taker. Yeah.
Yes. You know, that crowd reaction was extraordinary. And it enhanced the promo. But, you know, bottom line that Randy Orton is passionless unless Edge is around, and now Edge is going to force Randy Orton into a hole and not pull him out this time.
Mate, that was great. I loved it.
It makes so much sense. Because people always criticise Orton as well for just, spinning his wheels or not putting the effort in and stuff like that. It's just such a great way of saying, oh, he's got it back now. And I did see so many people say, oh, Orton's back. Orton's finally back, when that first week after where they confronted each other.
Yeah.
It's just so right and on the point.
Exactly. What I will say about all of that, you know, what with the, pulling him out of holes but pushing him deeper into it, is just phrasing. All right, here we are. Asuka versus Kaden Carter. Who do you think is going to take the win? Tom?
I want to say Nydia.
All right, Lawson?
Alicia Fox.
Did you really expect a straight answer then? Come on.
Well, no, it's not. No, believe you me, guys, it's not that. It's just that if I say the first thing that came to mind about Alicia Fox, or the second thing that came to mind about Alicia Fox, I would be cancelled. Anyway, Asuka gets beaten by Kaden Carter. Asuka doesn't get beaten by Kaden Carter. Asuka beats Kaden Carter there you are. we're getting a tag match, which I feel they weren't building to, but they had to change gears. We are getting.
Although it's a tag match, I don't mind.
I don't mind it either.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either.
If you're gonna fill it with it.
Yeah.
Again, phrasing.
It's one of those filler matches. Yeah.
Something about filling and these women.
Oh no, Lawson.
Although, no.
Lawson, no.
We're saying on.
I haven't drunk anything yet.
We will say something though about this match. We're talking about it on Smack Talk. Do you feel as if Alexa Bliss has now completely found her footing as a face?
Yes, because she started out as a face and she had nothing. All she had was a banging theme. But it's the WWE conundrum. A characterless figure turns heel and then finds their feet as a character, not just as a heel, as a character. It happened to the New Day as well.
Yeah.
The
New Day is the prime example. It is like the blueprint of, okay, you're gonna be faces. Everyone hates you. You're heels. Everyone loves you now. You're faces.
Yeah, exactly. And you'll never be healed again.
I still forget about the gospel singer phase as well. I can't believe I forget about the gospel singer phase.
New
Day 1.0.
When they all came out in suits.
Oh yeah, I ate that shit up. I did.
What, 6 years ago now?
Yeah.
What, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Charlotte Flair is basically one of the girls from Mean Girls at this point.
Yeah. Does that make Rhea Ripley Lindsay Lohan?
No, it probably makes Rhea Ripley, the goth best friend, but hench.
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan is Becky Lynch. Hello.
Okay. All right.
Exactly.
Asuka's promo on the table. So good.
Now we get to what Paul Heyman called the go home. To the go home.
Oi.
Lawson, what did you make of everything that Heyman had to say?
Again, it's Heyman, and we always say, it'll get boring, it'll get redundant at some point, and he's only saying the same thing as he has done for the last 9 years since they've come back. But actually, he manages a fresh take on it every time, and I think it shows how clever he actually is to say, this is how it is, let's look ahead of next year, and that Drew Galloway is only going to be added to that long illustrious list is quite a good way of putting a different spin on it. I think, I don't know, Heyman can't really do any bad with me, so I'm kind of biased there.
I mean with me, I want Drew to win for a myriad reasons. One of the reasons is that means that back to back they've given somebody of Guardian descent and a British person wins at WrestleMania. You love to see it. Another reason is that I don't want Drew McIntyre on the same list as Hulk Hogan in any aspect.
Yeah, it was your Heyman promo, and like you've said everything I'm going to say. Everyone thinks that Heyman promos are all the same, going to get the same points, but it's slightly different, slight tweaks, and it makes it work. And again, that's what I would say. The non-crowd, and he could get quiet. He could put that intensity in his voice without shouting.
Yeah, because
didn't he reference there was no crowd as well? I'm sure he referenced it in some way. The fact that there was no crowd in a clever fashion.
Yeah, unique. Said
unique.
One of the most unique WrestleMania
situation.
Yeah, that's what he kept saying. Unique. Yeah.
Anyway, guys, unless somebody has something burning to say. Oh, something I found entertaining is that they didn't bleep out Kevin Owens, but they did bleep out everything Paul Heyman said.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there was a few bitches thrown around it, wasn't there?
It was literally the go-home word of the go-home promo of the go-home boy was bitch.
Also, a point I would like to make. You know, in the early 2000s when they used to do the commentary and the soundtrack and do all the match graphics in a row?
Yeah.
Like on the go home to the pay-per-view, like the full card. It was JR and King. And you could be getting proper hyped with like Saliva playing on in the background and then doing the hard sell on the commentary. They finally did it again.
Yes, they did, because they have to sell it. They have to sell it, and they're still advertising. They're still advertising Reigns Goldberg.
I think that's being addressed. That's going to be addressed on Friday. From what I've heard, is the fact that they'd filmed everything for SmackDown, and then he said he wasn't. Basically, the show was in the can apparently, and that's why they were like, "Okay, we can't change this. We're just going to have to pay it up." Everyone knows the truth.
Who do you guys want as a replacement? I'm sorry, I've taken over as host here.
No, don't worry, I do it all the time.
Yeah, and I hate him for it. So Lawson, thin ice.
It's going to end up being Braun, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Probably going to say Bro then.
Bro.
Like, there are only really three options. There's
Ultimate Braun.
There's only really three options. There's Vince's choice. You know, Goldberg is going to get these hands. There's the indie fans' choice.
People's choice.
No, the indies fans' choice. Bro. And then there's the people's choice. Big meaty men slapping beats.
Oh, who's that people's choice that they got wrong? The Welsh Batista. What was he?
Mason Ryan.
Mason Ryan. Remember when they got the vote wrong?
No, they didn't vote wrong. They just put Mason Ryan. The way they did those things was, you know what? Let me cover this in any other business. All right, that was Raw. Yeah, that was a lot. You know, really, really great podcast. Always wonderful to talk to you, Lawson. But Lawson, you may.
Thank you. You too.
Lawson, you may or may not know this, but we do have a segment at the end here called Any Other Business. So, Tom, why don't you show the guest how it's done? Tom, do you have any other business?
I do, and following on from the point just now, I believe the three-way back in 2008 or so, it was for a match against Sin Cara. Mason Ryan won, beating out. Oh, sorry, it was a match with Evan Bourne, and Mason Ryan beat out Sin Cara and Jack Swagger with 50% of the fan vote. But apparently that overran from the earlier vote for the Divas Championship, where people were voting for Kelly.
That's pretty funny. That is pretty.
The Welsh.
Up the Welsh.
By the way, obviously with all the situation on here earlier, and in Llandudno, in Wales, you know, in the Welsh Valley.
Yeah.
You know, apparently there are wild goats running around, and I'm just wondering, did Daniel Bryan get on a plane?
I'm cutting you off right now. Lawson, do you have any other business? Lawson, do you have any other business?
Bandido. Sport Bandido. Sport PWG. It's still good.
WWE podcast, goddammit.
And Sport Valkyrie.
Oh, there we go.
The next big thing. If not,
she's WWE, that's fine.
Yeah, it's WWE. It's WWE light. It counts. Yeah.
She's
doing well. She's doing well,
you know?
And she's a genuinely lovely person as well. So yeah,
she's got a new hand She's got a new hand movement, which I'm doing right now.
Very it's very Xena warrior princess.
Yeah,
okay,
because that's what a Valkyrie is. Anyway, guys, this has. Before they giggle like incessantly for like the rest of it, let me just end it here. This has been Raw Talk, part of the TWM network of podcasts and written content. You can find us at TWM Wrestle on every podcast thing. No, let me do that again.
Find us at TW Wrestle at all your podcast needs, websites and such.
Yes, also twm.news, and obviously you can find us on YouTube, Spotify and whatnot. Lawson, social media.
I haven't heard of whatnot. My social media is The Real Standito on Instagram and Twitter, or find me at Chris Lawson on Facebook if I know you. But yeah, stay safe, everyone. Love, peace, and tackers.
Yeah, and Tom, what's your social media?
I will give out my Twitter and my Twitter only because I am not a madman. Find me at TD Walton. To be honest, you might be able to find me on Facebook, but maybe you won't.
I don't generally give out my social media account. What I will say to end this podcast is the anniversary of the death of Chris Travis today. So
rest in peace.
Yeah. With that in mind, see you guys next week if there is even anything to review.